No.
Maybe, yeah.
We're getting there. Okay.
Okay, it's April 25th, 4:04 o'clock. Call community order, please stand to your side.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
First thing on the agenda is the minutes from April 11th city council. And we all have time to review.
Yeah.
Any additions or changes?
No, more changes.
Do I have a motion to approve the April 11th council meeting minutes?
I make the motion to approve the April 11th minutes as planned.
So the second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Yeah. One second. No fire, no, okay. Yeah. Okay, the first new business is the lot line adjustment for Jeff and Daisy Scarver. This is on there. Probably up in the hill, right, Kelly?
Yeah.
Any concerns about this?
Straightforward.
No,
Do I have a motion to approve the lot line adjustment?
I make a motion to approve Garber's lot line adjustment. I make a second. To approve lot line adjustment for Garber's.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, then we have a permit application for Mr. Richard Summerfield. This is for a storage shed and a shipping container.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's for.
It's not gonna be a hot pink.
I don't know. Could be, if you want it that way.
Yeah.
That's what it takes.
Yeah, just be nice to see them kind of blend in a little better.
Yeah, I think, I used to own a place on the corner of New and Cracker Creek Road, and I painted it forestry.
Yeah, that's a little.
So, any other, any concerns or any?
No.
Just like that, you're okay?
Good.
Do I have a motion to approve the container storage building on this property?
I make a motion to accept the Summerfield storage container and shop on this property.
For the second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, then we also have, an on-site sewer system request. Sorry, Daryl? What?
Oh, right. As far as I know, because you're more than 300 feet away from a sewer line, so what you can do is probably get a hold of DEQ, find out if it's doable, and if they'll do it. Because then, probably Steve Rich, if he's doing your job for you, then he can come in and do a perk test.
Mhm.
And if it all passes, then that's, you'll be on a standing loan.
Well, I'd like to know, before we go there, is there any help from the city to get a line out to us? And more than us is, you know, I was contacted by a guy that's trying to buy a lot out there right now. He's gonna be coming to you, for water and sewer also. He's about 50 feet from me. There's other lots out there that could benefit from a line. I don't know what a line would cost. I've heard the number $35,000 thrown around. I think that putting in the line that's part of the hookup fee. I mean, that's what the money goes towards, is to improve the lines and extend the lines. And so I would ask for some help, you know, is there a possibility that the city could do something? There's a lot of lots out there.
From what I understand, when I talked to Levi Tucker, he's the one that said that when we do extension lines, whether they're main lines or whether they're service lines, it doesn't matter. The expense is all on you. If you can get a hold, if you can get a hold of your other people who have lots and see if they'll share that expense with you. That's one. It would make a difference on which way you want to go with your sewer, because right now we have water right across the street.
Yep.
Which I talked to, Luke at the road department.
Okay.
So he says that we can go underneath the road.
Okay.
There is a water line that comes right off the hill.
Yep.
It's already there. The guys do not know what size it is, so we'd have to hole down and find out what size line that is. And then my suggestion is a fire hydrant needs to be put in there, because we need a fire hydrant within 400 feet of the structure.
Is the
And
fire hydrant part of my responsibility?
Yep. You get to, from what I understand, you get to put this whole bit.
You know, I read your ordinance on that, and it looks like it's a little bit of a gray area. This is an established lot that's been in the city of Sumter for, you know, been part of the city of Sumter before it was the city of Sumter, really. That subdivision out there was back in the mining days. And your ordinance says, let me put my glasses on to read it. It says, Article 1, main extensions within the city limits. Water main extensions to areas within the city limits not presently served by water shall be installed under the procedure established by the city council. So I don't know, is that established? Have you?
This is what I'm, this is
Then it
where
goes on
I'm,
to say that if it's a subdivision, then the person who's developing the subdivision is responsible.
the only thing that we get to do is we get to set, because of that ordinance, what we get to do is we get to tell you what goes there. So what I'm saying is, if you went across that road, which, probably a 4-inch line, I don't want to put a fire hydrant on your side of the road because it's snow plowing, because that fire hydrant will be buried all winter long, and we'll have to keep digging it out because all the snow goes that way when county plows.
So where are we gonna put fire hydrant?
Right there on the other side of the road, right there where that line's at. Because when you dig down, you'll end up putting a fire hydrant right there, tie onto that line, and I suggest we go under the road with a 4-inch line. So the 4-inch line then is on the other side of the road.
Then it dead ends on mine.
It dead ends on that side, but we can tee off of it and go either way.
Okay.
Well, and because of this ordinance that you just read, that ordinance, in other words, is saying we get to set the precedence of what we want.
Well, I'm just curious because it said established, and
Right.
and it sounds like case by case.
Well, like I said, if we're trying to get water to your property,
Mhm.
this is the case by case ordeal. I don't want to try to go underneath Bourne Road with just a 3/4-inch line, because it does nothing for nobody except you. Zero. But you're still gonna put a fire hydrant in, because one needs to be there because you're getting ready to build. And state law says it's gotta be within 400 feet of the structure. You don't have one around you. There's one up on top of the hill, and it's really close to being that, but it's not. If you were on fire, your house is gonna burn down before they get to it.
Mhm.
So I suggest that one's put in right there. And then, like I said, you can go underneath the road, because I found out you can bore whatever
We
size,
can, okay.
whatever size hole we want to put in,
Mhm.
it just has to be encased.
Okay.
So in other words, if you're running a 4-inch line, that's a 6-inch line that's encased, so that way if the line breaks or whatever, it doesn't wash out and move frozen.
OTEC told me they wanted, their first choice was to run my power from the power pole on right below Myrna's driveway
Right.
and bring it over, but the county would not let them bore under the road to put a power line underground. So I don't know, that's what they told me.
No,
I don't know.
I heard there was people here, saying that everybody was telling me that they ain't gonna let you cut or bore underneath tractor. And I said, well, I can get the cutting part, but I checked with the county and they said that they don't have a problem. And it's gonna be about 5 feet deep, because I don't think it should be less than between 4 and 5,
Mhm.
because of freezing. And that's an easy one to do. And because of the way that the road is on your side, because it's got a bench and then it falls off that bench, so you could actually porthole down and then bore underneath it, pretty simple.
Mhm.
And then on the other side, you have porthole over there too, and then that way you're in.
So,
That's your water issue.
okay, so when I bring that up, it's just gonna come to my property and stop?
For the time being, unless somebody else decides, because it's gonna be within our right of way.
Mhm.
Then if that, later on the other side of Oak Street, if they wanna develop theirs, we can tie onto that, and we can take it to there, and then they can pay for that. And the same thing with going the other direction, if we need to.
Mhm. Has anybody ever tried to get water and sewer from, like Park and Bourne Avenue down there in front?
Or they have it.
I mean, to back over to that area.
The thing is though, is once again, because it would have to be surveyed to find out
Mhm.
and engineered, because I do believe that all falls into that slough that's there, or that hole in the ground. So you're gonna have to be deep enough there, so you're gonna have to pump, and everybody would have to pump uphill to get into there. These lower locks and stuff, we were talking about doing that, and we can put that on Ajax, because that road's not vacated on that part. I looked at this map and I looked at that map over there, they're calling Ajax a road. But on my part, I only see where it's only 16 foot 5 inches wide, and if that's the case, it's not a road, it's gonna be an easement, because it should be a 60-foot road.
Yeah. And it doesn't go all the way through because,
You just vacated on your part.
yeah, it's vacated on my property, so it doesn't tie into Bourne Road. I mean, Cracker Creek.
No, it don't come off a cracker, because that's because of that vacated.
Yeah.
And see, and everything for you is all down in that hill and down in that hole that you would have to go across and go the other direction. And the reason why I'm bringing all of this up is because, as far as I know, there's no pins down below. So that would have to be surveyed for the street to make sure that we get it in our right of way.
Mhm.
So that would have to be done unless the other lots have pins. And then on top of that, if you try to come in off the new street and parallel Cracker, right?
Yeah,
That would be another way to go. And I'm waiting to hear back how much right of way the county has. I know when I just talked to them about going up to Granite, they want the top of the ditch to be at least 4 feet away from because, you know, our ground does this when we dig in.
it's a pretty big right of way. I think the maps that I've seen, I was surprised how big it was. I don't remember exactly what it
Well,
was.
you have your pin set in.
Yeah,
So that should be, that part right there should be golden. That should be the edge of your property should be the edge of the right of way.
yeah,
So
and
we
it's just
have-
quite a ways off of Bourne Road,
It's
or
just-
Cracker. I
but
keep
like-
calling it Bourne because that's what I've always known it as.
But like I said though, at the same token, to bring that line through there, we're gonna have to take trees out.
Yeah,
It's a pretty good size one.
Is that talking, bringing it from this point up? That's what you're referencing right now?
Yeah, this is-
If you
this is-
come off a new pier,
New street right here. New streets right here, so there is, and on that one map, there's an X, so it has water and sewer here.
right,
Because right now they have the water at the one place. Where the X was, yeah, right here.
okay.
So that's where it is. And then, so yeah,
Right.
here, that's water. So the sewer line goes right here too.
Okay.
So the thing is though, is you can either bring water or sewer from the same situation and put them in, I guess we can probably put them in the same ditch, we've done it before.
and you know, it's only about 40 feet or 50 feet difference between this distance and this distance. According to my mapping program, I don't know how accurate it is, I just got it.
Right.
On
So
it.
this would be, probably be the other way to go, but like I said,
And
because
this, of the alley here,
that's the alley.
it's not Ajax.
Well,
Ajax is right here.
Ajax is right here.
This is the alley. There's
Oh.
there's two different ways to go to this.
well, see, I was going Ajax
And
because,
they're about the same amount of distance.
yeah, I was going Ajax. Because this alley right here, this alley is where, when I plowed out for you, where that phone box is. Right?
No, yeah, it could, yeah, it could be that, it could be, yeah,
Because
and it's vacated,
this-
it's vacated when it comes onto the end. Right,
Because.
oh, so that's another option that I
Right,
see.
which, well, the thing is you can come up that direction, or you can come in, like I said, and just, you can feed all of these other lots
Mhm.
off of Ajax, and we can go up Ajax.
And you can actually do the same thing with this, and there's no big bluff here. I mean, it's a pretty gentle slope.
My biggest thing is from point for water is one thing, water is your pressure. But for the sewer side, you can't, if you're downhill, you gotta pump uphill to get it to go in our system.
For my lot, for my mapping program, there's a 20+ foot drop between here and here. In elevation,
In elevation,
yeah. I was surprised how much higher, you had told me it was higher.
yeah. Well, and then the thing is, though, is down in that hole, though, what's the elevation there?
But
Because you gotta-
there's no hole up here. There's no hole up here on this one here.
Right,
Yeah, it's fairly flat in there. In fact, I envision a driveway out of this because there's no slope there. Because during the winter, I'm not gonna have to climb a hill, I'm gonna climb a gradual incline.
but you mean to come out on Oak Street,
Come out on, oh, yeah.
but you still have to go uphill to get back up on, because Oak Street don't go nowhere.
Well, I would think if this is happening, if somebody lives here, this would be plowed, this is the city street.
Oh, no, the problem is this right here, going to Oak Street is vacated.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a lot.
The maps that I saw, I didn't see that, but I'm not sure. I'm not an expert at this by no
Well,
means, and I don't
I'm
want
just
to,
saying that when
I don't want to be a.
because I see it says vacated, right, you know, that's vacated right there. I can't see, but I know that Oak Street was supposed to go clear through, or not Oak Street, Oak Street comes down, Bourne Avenue was supposed to tie into it. Cause this was one of the options coming this direction, but the thing is, though, with that piece of property right there, it's been vacated, so you can't get to Oak Street from.
Yeah, and it's
From Bourne Avenue.
Charlie, how many feet are you talking if you go with this one? The one in front of the church.
I haven't measured that one.
which one is it? I figured them all.
So that would be the one.
What's the difference in, what's the footage on both of them?
That would
Okay, when and this is just, do the Ajax way, 600 foot from the intersection of Park and,
Inborn.
Bourne Avenue. And then if you were to go into the non-constructed alley, which is this one here, it's 630 feet. And then up Bourne Road, I come up with 549 feet. So it's a little bit shorter Bourne Road, but it doesn't touch us. I kind of base what I like on how many lots with this line would touch. And if you come up the Ajax one, my thought, thinking of I was told that a 50 by 100 lot was buildable lot in Sumter. It touches up to 16 different lots, not including mine. And then the other way through the non-constructed alleys. Now, let me back up because the first one touches 18 lots, Ajax. The non-constructed alley could hit 16 lots, not counting mine. And the Cracker Creek roadway is really no benefit to anybody but me and one other, and maybe possibly this next one up here. It would hit 3 lots. The way I see it. And I think, if that was put in, that's a substantial boom for the city because.
Well, I think, Charlie, the basic thing is it's your expense, correct?
Yeah, and what the thing is, what it does for you. Like I said, if you can get a hold of these people here and says, hey, we're gonna bring water through here and we'll bring sewer through here. And if they can help split your costs, more power to you,
Well,
because you get that.
Yeah,
That doesn't come to the city.
yeah, I
You get
understand that.
part.
We would, I think there's a possibility of
But the
a
way,
three-way split. I talked to the guy and there's a two-way split set up right now. I
right,
mean, me, myself and another person. And I was told today by somebody that Gaisley has talked to you about getting water and sewer to his place.
He hasn't, no, a lot 401 has been talking to us since last fall.
401 is the one I'm talking about. I talked to him on the street. He's
Yeah,
willing to-
he's hooking up. You know, if you
he's
go up to
actually
that.
on Ajax, he's off of Ajax.
Yeah, he's all there. Yep.
Because,
So are you gonna go through that piece of property? If you're gonna go on the Ajax Road, you're gonna have to get a hold of that landowner because you're going through his piece of wedge.
That wedge, yeah.
Yeah,
And her name is, have it go down. And I have her phone number too, also.
So then he'd have to give. the
Kitty.
He'd have to give the city a right of way to them.
Yes,
That's a funny little.
it is, it is.
but the thing is, though, is if he would go through
That
the
would cut
alley,
him and it would hurt him. That little teeny wedge.
because if he would go through the alley though, then he
Yeah,
would be
it's
connected,
his lot. He wouldn't.
and he wouldn't have to go through that wedge, right? Because,
No, yeah, that one, I wouldn't have to go through the wedge on that one.
yeah, because see, the alley would get him past the wedge, so
Yeah.
he wouldn't have to get permission from that other landowner.
Yeah,
So if you did that part,
Well, yeah.
and then 401, they would have to come back and tie in at Ajax on the bottom, and then come back up, so we could key off of that line that is going up to you.
you know, I just, you know, I wanna short on it.
Okay, well,
So what-
let's get back to the original question. As far as the expense is yours and you're going to get a share, and on the sewer,
And so you say the lower, these options have to be engineered.
and then on the sewer, he has enough footage that he could put his system in.
Do I? That's the question. We haven't got to that yet.
We're gonna go look.
That's the question.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Charlie, when you talked to Luke,
Yes,
coming across the road, that was trenching it, correct?
no, that's born underneath,
Boring underneath.
they won't let you cut it. And I told them, they asked me about how deep it was gonna go, and I told them probably anywhere from 4 to 5 foot, is what I would like to see. Because that one steep comes off the hill pretty steep, and it's midway right now, and then it blocks off. There's a can there, so if we came down just a little bit further, and then go off to the one end of it, off to the side and put in a fire hydrant, because that road, we were actually gonna put that road through this year, but the grant didn't go through, so we didn't do it. Because right now, the water line right now goes right through the center of the road. And we can't have a fire hydrant in the middle of the road, so we just need to put it off to the one side.
So you're looking at using Ajax, I mean, coming down Ajax?
That's what, for water, that would be the shortest distance.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know what they charge to bore.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna probably, should be what, less than $100 a foot, ain't it?
So it's really hard in cobbles to bore to get in a 6-inch sleeve,
Yeah.
but I've talked to the county too, and I think there is an option to trench that.
Well, if they'll let you trench it, then the more power to it.
So but they want it filled with CDF to get their, I'm sure they get their compaction to repave it, you know,
Right.
so there's a pretty good expense in doing that, repaving it. But it might make sense if we can take the power, that are in the same trench and run underground power from.
well, the power I bought and paid for, the power's paid for on a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's settled, yeah, it's all settled. The power is settled.
On the road, I'm not cutting the road.
Well, that's what he said, but the thing is, though, when you get certain people involved in things, then things change.
Yeah,
But that's like I told him, I said, because this is out of our realm, going across, because we can't bore. I said, we ain't cutting asphalt, because we ain't got nothing to put it back together with. I said, this is all we like back on Steve Rich, because he's one of our city districts. So it's, like I said, you have your options here.
mhm.
Granted, you have a better option, getting more help putting this line in, going a little bit further distance because of all these other people. If you can get them on board with you, then hallelujah. If not, you get to put the whole thing. And I do believe that you'll have to put at least one fire plug in at this intersection of the alley, where the alley is.
Okay, I've been told by several people that there is a process where I could recoup some of my investment in the sewer lines when other people hook up to it. Is that correct?
Only if you do it before you bury it.
Yeah, isn't that
That's
what the
that's-
one that went across the highway to the houses that up on top that got built and then, wasn't Gaisley subdivision done that way too, that he could personally recoup some of his money?
This is what I was told when we bought.
I know I'd need to hook into the water and sewer, a private person who put the line in, Neil Bork, and, McClanahan, each one of them, I had a fee that I paid to hook into the line that's going up the street. So I don't know if that's been 10, 12 years ago.
I think that would be on you to draw up that contract with them and.
Well, the thing is, though, is from what Levi has said, if Steve Rich comes in and he digs a line and it goes around and they put the line in and there's somebody else that wants to tie into it, he can recoup that when the line is open. Once the line is covered up, it becomes city property, city's issue. And that's what the man said. And that comes from Levi.
Yeah, that's just kind of,
And Levi is the one he's.
I'm gonna make you guys a bunch of money. It's kind of the way I see it. Cause you're gonna be able to charge $7,500 per person per lot. On my expense, basically. Okay, so I guess the city can't help me. The options are, I'm buying it. Will you approve a DEQ sewer system? I mean, will you accept that? Will you accept
Yeah,
that?
because according to our, ordinances, you're not within 300 feet of the sewer line.
Okay,
So you're far enough away, you can do that. All you gotta do is get DEQ to give you that lesson.
I guess my other concern on that would be in reading your ordinances and stuff, that when it becomes available, I have to tie into it.
Only when your system fails.
Okay, that makes it a little bit less
No,
painful.
no, the thing is, we have places right now, that our system runs right past people that have their own sewer system. And we've only had, I think, 2 of them that their system failed, the leach fields that failed, and they have to tie in.
Well, I don't think mine's gonna fail. I think I got good people.
Well,
30 years.
it's gonna be there for a while.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's a non-issue. We can go ahead and proceed with that if that's the way I wanna go. And the other way would be, I'm gonna talk to them about the cost to do the other.
Okay.
And we'll probably go with.
Yeah, that decision is going to do is delay this until the next person wants to hook in.
Yeah.
So this will come before council again for the next person. He'll either put in his own septic or and drain field, or will eventually run pipes.
Well, like I said, if it's, when you're that far away from the city sewer, they have the option of doing this. DEQ is the one that gets to get the blessing. And if they give you the blessing, you pass the perk test, hallelujah. If they don't, guess what? You're going to plan B.
Well, I had a pretty deep puddle on the corner, and one day it was gone. One day without rain, so there's good drainage there. I really think so.
So that's the issue on that part. Steve, when you go look at, have you looked at his property yet? When you go up to his first driveway, you'll see Ajax, it's a cut through road already. But just up on the hill, there's a blue stake sitting there. That's the end of the water line. That's what they say, where the water line comes down on top, out of the subdivision.
And the sewer line that he needs is just green sewer, orange sewer pipe. If we hooked up down there, is there something?
If we can get gravity flow, yes. If not, it's gotta be pumped.
Right. Okay.
So in essence, this is setting a precedent for the city that allowing the septic tank.
If you can get the city to, if you can get DEQ and you're not within 300 feet of it, then you have, it's not a preference, that's just the way it works.
Yeah.
And they should get the choice whether they want to spend the money tying in city sewer, or if they wanna spend the money and put in a leach system. And then, like I said, and it should be good for at least 30 years. You know, and if you're not living here full time, it probably won't last a lot longer than that.
I'm gonna do my math because, you know, I was told it's a big savings. I say $44 a month by putting in a $12,500 septic system. So 30 years, I don't know if I'm gonna recoup my money. I don't know if it's a good deal or not.
And then it's all on you.
But those are decisions that you get to go home and figure out.
Yeah, thank you.
All we
Thank you
do
for
is
your time.
give you the guidelines.
Thank you. Okay, moving on. We have a refund for, a flea market vendor. Matt, how much was this for?
$290?
290. He sent a check and he had a problem, the check didn't clear. Then he called and paid it online, and then the check did clear. So he double paid, so we just need to approve to refund him his one payment. Does anybody have a problem with that?
What's the name of the floor, 290?
About 290.
I think it's 2.
So do I have a motion to, refund the flea market vendor his 290?
I'll make the motion to refund $290.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Old business yet. Okay, councilor comments, Daryl, anything?
No?
Marsha?
No.
Good. Charlie?
So,
Gary? No. I just have one thing I want to, and they aren't here today. I need to schedule with Nancy and John Young a meeting with Matt and myself and anybody else who would like to join. And just getting the flea market straightened around because we're getting, so I'd like to next week meet with them. So I will, I think John's back, isn't he, next week, Marsha?
He's not back yet.
He'll be back next week. Next week. So I'll reach out for Nancy and John and set up, because we just need to go over some of the workings up there at the grounds.
Oh, I think we also need, we're one person short for the budget committee.
Okay. So we need one more person for budget. And anybody interested to see Matt, he's got paper, his paper just to sign that.
It's on.
It's easier, you know, with Goslin Accounting do it, he comes pretty much prepared and just walks us through it. Okay, public comment? Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Okay, we're adjourned at 4:33. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the sun.